Good evening, everyone. Welcome all of you to our special session today, organized by Public Relations Society of India, Kolkata chapter. As all of you know, Public Relations Society of India, Kolkata chapter is a national body of PR practitioners, established in 1958. It is a premier body of PR practitioners. Now we have almost 23 chapters across the country, and Kolkata chapter is definitely one of them. What PRSI does, PRSI actually tries to contribute positive input to the PR practicing, and it always tries to create a bridge between academia and practicing public relations. So today we have, all of you have already seen the poster. Today we have Smita Roy Chowdhury ma'am with us. Smita Roy Chowdhury is the editor of T2 and T2 Online, the fashion, lifestyle and entertainment vertical from the House of the Telegraph. She took over as the editor of T2 in January 2019 and has taken T2 to newer heights in this time period. She herself is a veteran journalist who has worked in various areas of journalism for the past 26 years and worked with the Times of India, the Asian Age before joining Telegraph. Smita's specialization as a journalist is in fashion. She has covered all major fashion weeks and fashion events in India in the last 26 years of her journalism career. For the past 2 years, she has covered the Moscow Fashion Week and represented India at the BRICS Plus Fashion Summit in Moscow, where she has hosted panel discussions on subjects pertaining to the global fashion industry. She has won a number of awards, accolades for her work, some of them being the Tumi Ononna Award, Durga Samman Award, Chanokya Award from the PRCI in 2022. Benevolence Award, Rotary Club of Kolkata Benevolence Award 2024, Women Achiever Award 2024 from the Innerville Club of Central Kolkata, among many others. So for you, ma'am, the audience are mainly of students of journalism background. And for you students, definitely, and our members of PRSI Kolkata chapter, especially for the students, it will be a 1 in a million chance to have a person like her in front of you. So now I will first request our chairman to give the welcome speech, and will request the audience to be as much interactive as you can, because it will be a kind of a golden chance for you to have some insights from a personality like her. Thank you everyone for coming. Now over to our chairman.
There is no formal welcome speech. I'll be talking with Smita. In conversation with me, she will be with you. And after the initial conversation, and there will be the format is first we will speak, and she will be having from the way we do podcast, the same way. And there may be some rapid fire questions also. And after that, I will request all of you have the liberty to ask, but it should not be a speech question. Okay, so the question should be pointed to Smita, and don't feel shy that I'm a student. So this is the chance to shrug off your shyness, and she's here to give the next generation the tips, the advice, everything through conversation. So with that, I personally welcome Smita, and this is for the first time or second time I'm meeting her, but by name she is known to lakhs of people, and people, especially, I think she receives more than 200 messages every day for a request from the peer persons, and she has to take a very hard decision which to go and which not to go. That's altogether a different thing. That is a professional compulsion. So let's start. And before that, I will request Ankita to organize something so that the formal welcome is done.
Yes, definitely. Before starting the dialogue, we will felicitate Smita ma'am, and I will request our chairman to felicitate ma'am and welcome ma'am on behalf of PRSI. I will request our senior member, Rita ma'am, to join in the felicitation program.
এটা তো শাড়ির রঙের সঙ্গে ম্যাচ করে গেছে একদম।
So, let's start the ball rolling. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? With mic or without mic? What you want? Without mic হলে অমাইক বাংলায় বলে। ঠিক আছে? হ্যাঁ। So, Ankita has already told it's a golden chance. And for me, it's a platinum chance. Interviewing a personality like her, definitely we will learn. And you know that we have already kept 2 video cameras here so that we do the loading in our YouTube in course of time. Because for the future generation, people should understand. And I asked another permission from Smita. Smita told no. So that is why the mass level broadcasting has been stopped, because there may be some other professional compulsions. So with that, my first question to Smita, it's not a formal question, very informal question. So how is the shock when you see not the normal corporate people here, the young hearts here?
See a different kind of crowd. It feels very refreshing to see a different kind of crowd. But though having said that, I do meet a lot of students. You know, I do go to a lot of universities, lot of institutes who invite me. So I come across a lot of students also and address them.
So next, we will be in conversation. So what is written here? Reels, reality and relevance, the new face of lifestyle media. Any cue? Anybody from the students you want to decode it? Anybody? If you say no, we will wait for another 10 seconds. If we see people raising hand that I want to decode, then it's good. Anybody to decode? You need time? After the session?
Yes,
oh,
yes,
no, you take this mic. Please decode. And within 30 to 40 seconds, decode the thing.
অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমাদের নিউ জেনারেশন বা এখনকার ওই জেনজি যারা বলে, তো আমরা সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া এতটাই অ্যাক্টিভ এবং তার উপর ডিপেন্ড করে আমাদের লাইফস্টাইলকে এতটা চালাই, তো রিলস কোনটা রিয়েলিটি কোনটা অনেক সময় ভুলে যাই, বা রিলে বা সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া যেগুলো দেখি সেগুলোর উপর ডিপেন্ড করেই অনেক কিছু ডিসিশন নিয়ে নিই। তো সেই রিলেভেন্স কী, আই থিঙ্ক সেটার উপর ডিপেন্ড করেই আজকের এই সেমিনার আমার এরকম আইডিয়া হয়েছে।
Okay, what's your name?
অনন্যা দত্ত ফ্রম রবীন্দ্রভারতী ইউনিভার্সিটি।
Where you stay?
গড়িয়া।
Godia.
Yes.
So, anything famous in Godia?
Nothing like that, but
Nothing like that.
the
Dhalai Bridge is very famous.
Dhalai Bridge and Patuli.
Patudi. Okay.
Yes.
So let's come to the business talk, and the conversation will begin now. The first question goes to Smita. We are living in the age of scroll culture. Are we consuming more or understanding less?
I think we are consuming a lot, but I wouldn't say we are understanding less. We are definitely, everyone knows that there's an explosion of content being thrust on us. You know, all kinds, text, videos, visuals, reels, shorts, long videos, short videos. I mean, there's explosion of, overload of content consumption, definitely. But I think any intelligent person is filtering the content and consuming what they want to. So yes, there's a lot of misinformation, lot of fake information, lot of perspectives, opinion, contrasting opinion. So it is hard to do that. It is really hard to filter. But I think one knows that, you know, understands that you have to use your judgment and understanding on how to make sense of the content you're consuming, and you will understand and make sense and absorb that much which is to your requirement and which suits you. So I don't think that we are understanding less. I think we are all understanding it in our own different ways.
Fantastic. The first poll, it's a sixer. So we will come one by one, and now everybody is very familiar with the word storytelling, relatable quotient. These are familiar terms with you? Storytelling and relatable quotient. So this relatable now the next question goes to Smita. Has storytelling today become more about format than substance? I repeat for you to how she responds. The question is, has storytelling today become more about format than substance?
I think the format is very important today. We all know that the format is very important. But I think substance is the soul of storytelling. If your content is weak, no amount of packaging will be able to sell that content. We see a lot of people are creating reels and content on social media, digital platforms, but not everyone is doing well. So I think that, as the old saying in advertising goes, that the product is the hero. No amount of marketing can sell a bad product. So yes, but having said that, format has become important, and the trend in the format is shorter format writing, short format stories. People have lost their attention span to read long formats. So accordingly, we in the media, we have to tailor the format to give them shorter content, especially those in the digital media. You have to be very mindful of the visual element, because it's the visuals that sell on digital media. So the visuals, the videos, the snappy text, attention-grabbing headlines, so that you can grab the attention in 30 seconds, because otherwise people will scroll away. All that is important, but also if your story is not good, if your content doesn't have the substance, then you'll not be able to hold the attention. So to hold the attention, your content is the hero, the storytelling.
One thing comes to my mind. Those who are very much familiar in the digital space, and Insta, then Facebook, Pinterest, and other things. So often in the audiovisual format, we find one thing, hero video. And even in my private space, when I advise people to go for hero video. So the way she told, content is the king, that's a very old thing. And now is the age of, previously it was 6 seconds hook line. Now it has come down to 3 seconds hook line. And there the hero video plays a different role. So hero includes heroine also. Okay.
It's a gender neutral term.
Yeah, gender neutral term. So we will come to the next question. And in between you can just raise your hand, Ola, Uber, Rapido type. You can raise your hand and tell that we have a very quick question, and it should not be speech. The third thing is very familiar, Smita. Everybody wants a pastry celebrity passes when they organize a good amount of, visibility scenario, and the Facebook is flooded with, I was with that fellow, this fellow. And fortunately, I do not take the opportunity of being seen. That is the way I communicate. That is the way I do silent communication. It is my personal prerogative. But the question is the other way around. Is being seen the new being successful in lifestyle and media spaces?
So, being seen is important. It creates visibility, definitely. But again, I will answer in the old school way that there are no shortcuts to success. So, success requires quite a few factors, and the major ones among them are still hard work and talent. So, no amount of networking and PR can get you successful if you're not ready, if you don't have the required skill set. Also, if you're not ready to keep on updating your skill set. That's very important in today's time. All of us have to keep, even I, have to keep updating my skill set from time to time. That is very important. And if you have to be ready to put in the hard work. So about lifestyle media, people think they have many people, young students, before when they see T2 or any lifestyle media from outside, they think it's a very, very glamorous job. But that is, you'll be disillusioned very soon once you join the industry, because it is 20% about glamour. The rest of it is very hard work, monotonous desk work from day to day, very long hours like all other jobs. So yeah, glamour is just the tip of the job. And within 3 months of joining, when the glamour will wear off, you will be pulled into the drudgery and you then will be very disillusioned. So I always tell people that when you come to this industry and this particular field, join for the right reasons. Don't join with the idea of glamour in your mind.
There are late night shifts. वो तो अच्छी. Yeah.
It is there, and there's no timing. I mean, and another thing is, if you want to have a career in journalism, you cannot have the thing about fixed timing in your head. I'm sorry to say, sounds very politically correct. People can troll me for saying this because, then what about work-life balance? But then, of course, I'm all for work-life balance. Even in my life, I try to keep work-life balance always. I have 2 grown-up sons. I maintain everything. But you have to work inside that. You have to find your work-life balance inside your schedule. But if you have in mind that, okay, I will work a 9 to 5 shift, then journalism is not the job for you. Let's face it, because it's and especially today with online journalism, it's a 24/7 job. I mean, online stories come to me even at 1 o'clock at night. And I get up and I read and edit the story and send it to the person who's uploading it, and that person uploads it. Yeah, we do work in shifts. People have uploading shifts, and everything is there, but then the mindset has to be open. It cannot be that, that 9 to 5 mindset doesn't work in any kind of journalism. Forget lifestyle journalism. It doesn't, because especially in lifestyle journalism, as he mentioned, we have late night parties, late night events, fashion shows. We have early morning events now. So many events happen early morning at 5 o'clock. There are marathons happening when a person is going to cover it. So yeah, it is hard work, and the end of the day, it is being seen. Networking is also very important in lifestyle journalism. That's part of the job, but that's not the end of it.
So how do you find? Interesting, please try to, it will be uploaded in the YouTube. If possible, please speak in English.
Yes. So, ma'am, what skill set should students focus on to stay relevant on lifestyle media today?
So about skill set, definitely first is your writing skills.
Okay.
You have to polish that, because even if you're writing for digital media, social media, so even if you want to do that kind of journalism, your words have to be strong, your sentences have to be strong. So writing skills you need to develop. Although having said that, I have seen in my long career that a lot of people polish and they keep on updating. See, writing skills is something that you can polish and keep on updating from time to time, but the attitude is very important. You have to join for the right reasons, as I say. Also, you have to be curious. You have to have that nose for news. You have to read. Unless you like reading other people's stories, you will not, be able to do this, because it's not only about watching reels. If you think I'll only watch reels and be a journalist, then that's not done, because you have to be interested in reading. That's basic. As much as you will expect other people to read your stories, you have to keep on reading, because also in journalism, there are some basic tenets of journalism. I'll talk later about those, but one important thing is being fair and being neutral. So you need to have a balance. So for that, you need to read about other perspectives, other people's opinions. So, you know, these are all, and I mean, it's again very, very basic, but writing, reading, the basic curiosity, these are very important qualities to have and skills to work on.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So this term is known to everybody, influencers. Everybody has heard influencers. So the next question goes to Smita. Influencers versus journalists. Are these parallel ecosystems or increasingly overlapping roles? That is the question. And I know it will be another sixer.
So how I see it, it's still, I would like to believe it is still parallel ecosystems. But yeah, it is increasingly overlapping too. See, what we have to understand here is that every media house now has multiple platforms. So any media house has a newspaper, they have a television channel, they have digital social media platforms. So journalists are doing everything. So for me also in T2, the print media team that I had is the same team as social media, T2 Online. T2 Online is our website and our app. So I do not have a separate team for that. So it's the same team doing both, integrated. So you see my reporters, my journalists on those platforms also. So they are going to restaurants to do first looks. They are recording the videos with themselves like influencers, and we are posting that because so they are doubling up as both, right, as journalists and influencers. So that way, that is why it is kind of, the lines are blurring between journalists and influencers. But as I see my role and my job, I pride myself on being a journalist and follow the basic tenets of journalism, which I was just coming to, which is our job is to tell a story, keeping in mind the basic principles of truth, of accuracy, of accountability, credibility, fairness, and neutrality. So all of these are basic principles of being a good journalist. I'm sure a lot of influencers are also following those, but for journalists, I would say these are the basic principles that you have to keep in mind and follow. This is what we are taught early in our career, and this is what you have to follow to be a good journalist. Now, in the process of becoming a good journalist, if you're influencing other people, if you're inspiring other people, that's very good, that's a bonus. But I wouldn't say that's my key role to be an influencer.
Right. When the influencer is being discussed, and there are people who are now endorsing brands, charging 47 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 25 lakhs. I'm not naming any journalist or any person here to glorify them, but that is now the trend. And even people are doing more than 1 crore rupees. So there is nothing wrong. Journalism will be there. Only the form is getting a different role play. And influencing today, tomorrow, or for future also, it will also change. At one point of time, we never thought of internet. Now we are doing with a mobile everything. So we have to accept and gone are the typical orthodox, these behaviors. You have to make yourself open to new ideas so that allow things to come to you, learn them, unlearn them, and treasure it. That is the thing. So nothing wrong in it. So I will come to, in a world of hyper-curated lives, is authenticity still real or just another aesthetic?
So I think authenticity is very real because, yeah, I agree the lives are hyper-curated, but that is the life that you're choosing to show to the outer world. But to form real connections, you need authenticity.
Yes.
I'm just intrigued to ask, while we are on this journalism, reality, ethical, learn, relearn, unlearn, relearn, and everything. Today, in the world of AI, how much does it play in the role of journalism and the intricacies of this ethicalness, the promptness, the reality, and the production of issues?
It is influencing quite a bit. I mean, it is quite deeply entrenched in journalism now. You know, not in our house, but many houses are officially using AI to edit copies. I'm sure there are human checks after that, but at a basic level to edit copies, they are using AI. Though in my organization, we are still not, but it's not like we are opposed to AI or anything. We are quite open to using AI. But the sad part is people are, using AI to write copies. And as a result, what is happening is a lot of copies are reading the same. Because AI has some fixed lingo, if you say. I mean, it's a way of writing that is very discernible. Like if I read copies, since I edit so many copies in a day and have been doing so for the past 26 years, so if I read an AI copy, I know it's an AI copy. So that is a sad part, because then, you can use AI for your research. This is for all the students I'm saying. Please use AI for your research. It is a tool, it is there. Why will you not use it? Make the most of it. School projects to newspaper articles to even books are being written now, which is, again, I find something sad. If an author is taking the trouble to write a book, and launching a book with much fanfare, they should at least take the trouble to write the books themselves, But I have come across books that come to me for reviews. They are being written using AI, which is very clear. So my advice would be use AI as much as possible for your research, for your information. But take the trouble to write, because otherwise you'll never develop a flair for writing, and everybody's writing will be exactly the same. You'll see in an AI written copy, there are some very, very typical words like intentional, mindful. These are words. I mean, whenever I see these words, I understand these are written by. Also, some formatting and all that, which we understand when we see writing by AI.
AI is not so much of a threat.
It is not a threat, but see, it is still not that evolved also. AI is evolving. There are miles to go. I think in the future it will be very, very an important tool, which is very useful, but it is still not that evolved. As a result, accuracy is a problem. Major problem with accuracy. AI will give you wrong info like anything. So credibility is an issue. You cannot, I have had interns churning copies. Say, I'll give you an example of a sports copy that came to me, assessing performance of player-wise. We carry these things, player-wise assessment in a World Cup or some tournament going on. I mean, there was one copy which mentioned names of players and assessed them. The player was not even playing that tournament. Yeah, it was a cricket copy. Yeah. So I was shocked.
So let's be cautious.
Yeah, so AI has the accuracy, credibility, it's not that evolved yet. So you have to be. And then to introduce the human touch is your responsibility. Otherwise, there's no point of, being in this profession. You don't want to write your copies and write AI to write for them. Thank you.
We are going to a different axis right now. How many of you say the algorithm as algos? How many of you? Algos. People don't spell the whole word. Algorithm is algos. Okay? From today, you will look like a trendy student, algos. The Meta has changed the algos. The Google has changed the algos. 2026, everything has changed in the digital space. Many things, that's a different thing. My question, how much of today's content is driven by audience demand versus algorithmic pressure? So this algo is coming.
So algorithmic pressure is very important for content creators in the digital platform. For traditional media platforms like formats rather, like newspapers and television, we still go by audience demand. Because here you have to understand the basic difference in how the two works. Newspapers and television are for mass content consumption, whether it's news or features or whatever, it's for mass consumption of content. So everyone reading the newspaper in the city is getting to read the same news on the, so everyone reading the newspaper is getting to read the same content. Everyone is watching the same shows. But with digital medium, it is about individual consumption of content. So what I am watching, the content that I am consuming, the person sitting next to me might be consuming something else. In this room of 30 people, 30 of us might be consuming different content at one particular point of time. So here is where the play of algorithm comes into play. So it is basically automated curation of content, basically depending on a viewer's viewing pattern. So that is that. But with traditional mediums like ours, like any newspaper or television, it is still the audience demand that rules.
Do you think cancel culture has made public conversations more accountable or more cautious?
So I would say more cautious, because I think, cancel culture has its pros and cons. Cancel culture originated in American culture with the purpose of making public figures more accountable for their actions. But in the way cancel culture has come in today, thanks to social media, I think it has ended in being a tool of random trolling people, trolling individuals. So when we speak at whether we are posting or speaking a word in a public forum, we have to think 10 times, because your words are taken out of context, they are twisted, they are manipulated, and they are, used against you to bring you down, pull you down for reasons like jealousy and vengeance or whatever. So I think it has, done more harm, this cancel culture. So I think obviously it has caused people to be very, very cautious. I can say from my personal life, I am very, very cautious about writing single cancel culture. Yeah.
How do you active in the social media?
I am active, but I am very cautious there, to post anything,
so
to write a word.
So this particular word is a apt question for all of you.
Yeah.
This cancel culture, and do more research on cancel culture.
Yeah,
already you got some hints. So is the idea of aspirational lifestyle changing from luxury to relatability?
So this is again a very, very complicated scenario out there. I would say, lifestyle, fashion, and everything. So for certain sections of society are moving towards quiet luxury, mindful consumption, authenticity, relatability. They're trying to not flaunt logos, not go in for logos that scream out brands. So they're going towards comfort and decluttering. That's one section of society. But thanks to social media, in certain sections of society, it is causing a major disparity between aspiration and affordability. Because we live in a global world, a girl with a phone in hand sitting in a village in Bengal or Haryana, wherever, is consuming reels and content, maybe following a Korean star and wanting to dress like her. So they are trying to lead, it is giving people the aspiration to lead lives which might be beyond the means of a family. So that is where this scenario is very complicated here. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. In a good way, if you have aspirations, you dream big, you work towards achieving your goals, that is one good thing. But in a way, there are negative effects of this, because this kind of pressure is creating disquiet in a person, disharmony in a family, and creating unnecessary pressure, which is negative kind. So yeah, it's a complex scenario, this aspirational luxury thing.
So how do you enjoy? Boring, exciting, feeling sleepy? So, I will take it. Any emoji you remember for this question? Emoji? You need not paint here the emojis. Just tell this is the emoji. I am thinking of this thing. আরে কথা বলো সবাই সবাই আচ্ছা তুমি শম্পা তুমি বলো am I right by calling you Shampa? Oh, yeah.
Ma'am, what do you think about trolling? At present, in journalism or any social media, we see all time very much impacted on people trolling. So please.
Yeah, like I said in the last question, like this is a result of cancel culture. Trolling has become a major problem now on social media, as all of us know, and it is not just celebrities, everybody is getting trolled. That's why I said we are very cautious about posting anything on social media. Now, trolling comes from, a psychologist would be able to give more information on the mindset behind trolls and people who troll. But, from my layman point of view, I think it comes from a deep-seated place of insecurity, jealousy, it comes. And it is very, very damaging because as much as we can say that, no, I can ignore trolling, I don't pay attention to that, but we have heard of celebrities and people go into deep depression due to trolling. So it is definitely taking a massive toll. It takes a massive toll because it's not easy to get past so much negativity. It creates a lot of negativity, a lot of toxicity. So it is not very easy. It does have impact on mental health for many, many individuals. So trolling is the most damaging part of social media.
And I have another question is actually what is the impact of Korean culture in our Indian film or Indian lifestyle, fashion?
Major impact, not just in India, all over the globe.
Why?
Before that, we did not know much. We did not have much exposure for us in India. Because of our history of colonization, we were always exposed to Western culture, and we used to look up to Western culture, like whether it's American or European. So we had that, worshipping thing that whatever comes, whatever they do is good. So now the focus has shifted to Asia. So if you see, not just Korean, even Indian culture is very popular abroad. Even Indian fashion is very popular in the West now. And Korean, there has been an explosion. I think we have discovered Korea. We did not know. That's thanks to social media again, digital platforms, that we have been able to know so much about social media. We did not know. And I'm sure they had been making Korean dramas for eternity, just we did not know them. We did not have exposure. Now that we have the exposure to them, and I think Indians can relate more to Korean dramas or entertainment than Western. I have watched many Korean dramas, and I feel for Indians these are much more relatable than an American sitcom. So I think that is the attraction which are attracting us to Korean culture, and of course they're top notch in their fashion. They can beat any Western country in their sense of dressing and fashion, and for us Asians also their food, it's amazing. So it has a very positive impact. I think globally it's very popular now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shampa. So, next question, are we documenting life anymore? Why I took the piece of paper, because we are all sticking to our old practices also. The mobile is, I think 1995 or 6, it came to Kolkata. So, piece of paper, it started from our childhood, hate khodi. Are we documenting life anymore? Or performing it for digital validation?
So I think we are digitally documenting our lives now with an eye on validation. See, if you are honest, validation always feels good to everyone. It does feel good. Whether it is in the physical world or in the digital world, validation, we are all happy with validation. It makes us happy. So, yeah, to answer this question, I would say that our daily lives are now documented on social media. Because previously, there used to be pictures on special occasions. We used to click pictures. If you see your childhood albums, you will see your pictures of your birthdays, your school farewell, special occasions, weddings and all kind of special occasions. But now there are pictures every day of your daily life. Every day, what you're wearing, what you're eating, where you're going, there are pictures.
Fatigue.
Yeah, but not to everyone. People maybe. So that's also a way of documenting your life. You're documenting your life and posting them digitally. So you have digital documents of your life. So that's what we are doing. We're documenting our life digitally. And if validation comes on the side, that's a cherry on the cake.
Yes, of course. So, cricket, football is played with 11 players. Have you ever seen playing with 10 players?
She has a question.
Who?
Right now we were talking about documenting life. Isn't it right now that more than documenting our real life, we are more sort of showing the scripted life? Like if recently you have seen that Pilates went very trendy, so everyone is doing Pilates. Then suddenly everyone was doing that girl routine, and then everyone suddenly everyone was becoming soft girl, then goth look. So don't you think it more sort of like documenting the real life? We are more becoming scripted.
It is, not just scripted. It is, again, aspirational. We are trying to show a face to the world which is not real. That is what you're trying to say. So, yeah, that is true. And also it is true there are some people who are doing it just for the validation. They're leading their lives for validation. I also know such people. We all know that they're just leading their lives digitally, as if they're living digitally only for validation. But that's one extreme. I think it depends. For each person, it's different. So, yeah, for the Gen Z youngsters, if you're saying, yeah, they are catching on to trends and all that, but you have to take the positive side from it. If by following the trend of Pilates, and if by trying to post picture of Pilates every day, if they're doing the Pilates actually and they're benefiting from it fitness-wise, it's good for them.
So
Right.
they are like sort of going through some sort of FOMO thing. Like
FOMO is very real now. I think people of all ages, not just Gen Z. I
Like
mean,
some-
everyone is going through FOMO because of the thing. He asked me previously about the visibility and all. So, there are people who want to be everywhere, want to be present. So they are facing FOMO. Also, you spoke about the looks and, soft girl aesthetic, white girl, mob wife or whatever these aesthetics
an
keep on coming.
overconsumption of everything.
Everything that is there. But then, as a result of which, I would just point out the positive of it, people are taking good care of themselves. If you see the way your generation is taking care of their skin and hair and fitness, it's amazing. I mean, in my generation, nobody was conscious. I mean, we never took care of our hair and skin and personal fitness, never. I mean, I don't even remember. I mean, we might go to a gym. Even the most fitness conscious among us would go to a gym. The rest wouldn't. So that's a good side of it. Because you're having to post your daily life on social media, you have to always look your best. Every day you're going to college with makeup and your hair and done and your, everything bestly. You have to following the trends and dressing accordingly because your life will be documented on social media. The pictures will go every day. So you're taking better care of yourself. You're more mindful of your dressing. And, I think it's inculcating more self-love in your generation than our generation.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I was talking about 10 players. So we have 10 questions. So 10 questions with Smita, the last question of the session, because you have added more value rather than me. Because if I would not have started the thing, then you were feeling shy. Now the thing is getting a little bit of heated. I saw 3-4 people, and one day in the next session, we will see that all the people want to speak and the speaker has to be silent. So that should, so the next question, if attention is the new currency, what is the cost we are unknowingly paying? How is the question interesting? First you tell. Are you getting it? Once again, if attention, we tell now, we are attention seeking girl or boy or father or mother or parents or my friend. So if attention is the new currency, what is the cost we are unknowingly paying? It's a question to Smita.
Privacy, number one. Peace of mind sometimes. I think it's also costing us the power to say no. That FOMO factor you mentioned. That's costing us the power to say no. Also, sometimes it's detaching us from real connections. Because we want to be seen everywhere, we want to be visible, we are ending up spending less times with ourselves. Ending up, not doing the things that maybe I would like to do just for myself, that me time, that spending time with yourself, spending time in your hobbies, those are getting compromised in the world of social media, where because we are that visibility factor, that attention factor, so these are the price we are paying for this.
Thank you, Smita. So, rapid fire টা শেষ করে দিন, নাহলে এই ট্র্যাকশনটা নষ্ট হয়ে যাবে। Rapid fire, rapid end. So, Amit is a very versatile character. মাঝে মাঝে এই জলদাপাড়ার দিকে চলে যায়, এই নিউ টাউনে চলে যায়, বিভিন্ন জায়গায় ঘোরে, পরে ওর সঙ্গে সেই স্টোরি নিয়ে আমরা শেয়ার করব। সো র্যাপিড ফায়ার স্টার্টস। You have no role to play here. Okay? So the first question, reels or real conversations?
Real conversations.
Virality or credibility?
Credibility, definitely.
Algorithm or instinct?
Instinct.
Aesthetic or authenticity?
Authenticity, but being aesthetic is also very important.
One trend you wish would disappear instantly?
The trend of using AI mindlessly and randomly without paying any care to credibility and accuracy.
So, now the baton goes to Amit. I interrupted you, so you have a question. Rapid fire closed. হয়ে গেছে তো। 10টা না তো, 5টা rapid fire. Already she is engaged for the last 48 minutes. You did not notice how 48 minutes into 60. You see? Did you feel that 48 minutes gone? So time is very critical in life, and time management is more critical in life. Okay? Whenever I'm just on a lighter joke, when people say I was busy, I correct them, you tell I was occupied. Because when the Prime Minister of a country can utilize 24 hours time so judiciously, when the Chief Minister can do it judiciously, why you are not able to do it, that you do the soul searching and take remedial steps? This is the way we were not groomed in our childhood or the adulthood, in our college life, this way. So this is the way you are getting your lesson from here. Try to do the time management more smartly. And with that, at least... No, ও তো আছে। আমি বলছি my part is over, the question answer session, and please keep in mind that you are not a speaker, because last day there was an occasion when a person, you started giving speech like a keynote speaker. So this time, I think, I put the words in this way with humor, because without humor, communication is incomplete. So my job is complete, and Ankita will take it forward. The question answer session begins, but the first question goes to Amit.
Series, which one do you prefer?
30-minute Netflix series.
I am highly disappointed.
I mean, to be very honest, I have to confess I haven't even watched Dhurandhar 1. Forget Dhurandhar 2.
So another Dhurandhar is coming in June, most probably. Yeah.
So no, on this, can I ask a follow-up question? So it's the same audience, millennials, Gen Zs, who are consuming like 1-minute reels. They are watching on a theater, watching a 4 hours movie without, having the temptation to check their phones. They're keeping the phones.
They're recording each and every
Oh, that's
and they're creating reels.
that's a different issue. I mean, it's not ethical to.
So that validates my point
Yeah.
that, more than format, content is important.
Content is important. Yes.
So the floor is open. Don't be a speaker. Ask questions. And within 20-30 seconds, the questions should be there. And Smita, or it will maybe a participative interaction also. So it is your liberty to ask questions. Please, students, our PRSI members. And before that, let me introduce formally our PRSI member Reshmi, Rita. কখন এলেন আপনি? একটু আগে এলেন। আচ্ছা, এসএস দে, পুরো নামটা এসের শ্যামসুন্দর দে, এত কম দেখা হয় নামটাই ভুলে যায়। অভিষেক মুখার্জি স্মিতার ক্যাম্পেইন চালাচ্ছিল, তাতে এক্ষুনি আমাকে স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স দিল স্মিতার ক্যাম্পেইন 8.7K এঙ্গেজমেন্ট, 20K ইমপ্রেশন, আজকে দুপুরবেলা বন্ধ করে দিয়েছে। এম আই রাইট? সো আওয়ার পেজ ইজ মোর দ্যান, what is the count of our page? 15K or 17K? দেখতে হবে, চলো দেখতে হবে না। Chitra, another member, our secretary Chitralekha, she is looking after the European market for their furniture portal. Naumit, to well-known figure. Onkita, also doing PhD management. Am I left any member here? Orijit Banerjee, কলকাতায় খুব কম থাকে, যার জন্য এই সমস্ত অকেশনে অরিজিৎ আসে। তো আমাদের এক্সিকিউটিভ কমিটির মেম্বারও। আমার কানটা তো আগে দেখাতে হবে তাহলে, আমি কেন তোমার কথা শুনতে পাই না? কোথায়? পার্থ মেম্বার নেই। হ্যাঁ, আমি মেম্বারদের স্পেশালি ইন্ট্রোডিউস করাচ্ছিলাম, কারোরটা বাদ দিয়েছি। অভিষেক, চিত্রা, চিত্রলেখা, অমিত, অঙ্কিতা, এছাড়া সব স্টুডেন্টরা আছে অলরেডি। আপনি স্মিতা বলুন।
She's Joita Bose. She has her own organization called Magic Mirror, which is a event curation organization.
Okay.
But that's her side thing,
We
passion. But she's from the real estate industry. She works in the real estate group.
আপনার সঙ্গে আমার দেখা হয়েছে কি কোথাও? Oh, acha. Very good. She was telling about you that you would come. So, health man, শ্যামসুন্দর, উডল্যান্ডসে আছেন তো এখন নাকি? সব হসপিটালের লোক, আইন কি, উডল্যান্ড কি ব্যাপার? কিছু প্রশ্ন আছে? উডল্যান্ডে তো আপনারা রিলস খুব করেন, সৌরভ গাঙ্গুলি গেলে এত আপনার ইয়ে হয়, আর ওই সপ্তর্ষি নয় ডাক্তারের নাম? হ্যাঁ, আচ্ছা। তো যাই হোক, আপনার কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন আছে? ঠিক আছে, সব ঠিকঠাক চলছে, ভেরি গুড। অভিষেক, তুমি তো অনেকটা এই ইয়াং জেনারেশন বলতে পারো। তুমি আফ্রিকাতে কীরকম হয়, এই কথাগুলো কীভাবে রেজোনেট করবে? তুমি তো আফ্রিকান মার্কেট দেখো, আফ্রিকার একটা অর্গানাইজেশনের ডিজিটাল মার্কেটিং দেখে, কী বলে আফ্রিকান প্রেস। হ্যাঁ, ওখানে আফ্রিকার লোকরা কীরকমভাবে এগুলোকে টস করবে এই কোয়েশ্চেনগুলোকে?
The main difference I see, sometimes when you talk about engaging headlines, there is a thin line of difference between an engaging headline and a clickbait. I see clickbait headlines more prevalent over here than in Africa or Europe. And I know it's done for the engagement, but my question is, where does engagement ends and sort of like deception starts?
So that again depends on the credibility factor. Any credible media house doesn't fall for clickbait. Like I can very proudly say in T2, we have a very popular social media platforms, but we have never used clickbait. I'm completely opposed to clickbait. We see a lot of platforms, but if you see those platforms, I mean, I wouldn't call them the most credible platforms. Attention grabbing is one thing, But I mean, there are ways. I'm sure you know it much, much better than me how we use SEOs and everything, keywords to use to grab attention. But clickbait is completely no to my mind.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. So I was asking the question when ma'am started the conversation about AI. So do you think that AI is destroying the quality of a journalist right now?
Yeah, that is what I was speaking about earlier. That I mean, people who are choosing to use AI randomly, a lot of journalists are doing that. Very, very unfortunately. Especially, I get a lot of interns who are interning with us, and also some journalists in the team. I see they are randomly using AI. One good thing about that is they churn out very clean copies without errors, without grammatical errors, and everything reads fine. But then, yeah, it's very monotonous. Every copy reads the same. So there's no individuality, or, you know, there's no signature in that writing. I mean, if a journalist, if you have to, you know, have a career in journalism, like, you know, I have read my articles, people would come back to you and tell you that, you know, I read your articles, it was so well written. I mean, with an AI writing, would anybody notice the style of writing? You will never develop a style of writing. No individual style of writing. If you're using AI to write your copies. So like I suggested earlier, that use AI to the full-fledgedly use it in your research. But do not use it to write the copy for you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, just a follow-up question. Do you think after the AI explosion, the role of sub-editor or copy editor in a newspaper is under threat? Because they are the usual ones who is to edit the copy.
Going forward, it might be. Because I know of news organizations, which hasn't been in my organization, but I have heard of news organizations who are using AI for a basic level editing, and then it is passed on to the sub-editors or desk, but for a basic level cleaning up. See, I mean, in T2, we are lifestyle, entertainment. We have a relaxed working pace. It's not like we are getting live news and working against deadlines. We are not doing that. So I have the time and the leisure to sit and edit every copy. So in a very, you know, tight desk line, so AI will make life easier. I think it will make life easier if there's a basic level cleaning done with using AI tools. But then it has to pass to a human hand. You know, I don't think you can release pages with only AI edited copies.
There's a lot of plagiarism in AI copies.
Yeah.
The newspaper scenario will come. You remember that thing?
Yeah.
So I think 1 hour. Any question? Very brief question, please.
So this question is related to my dissertation. So ma'am,
Okay.
I want to know about what changes are you seeing as a journalist after adoption of social media in fashion niche? So I can add.
Fashion?
Yes.
Fashion niche.
Yeah, fashion domain.
As in, if you want to pursue fashion journalism, is that
Yes,
what
yes,
you're
yes.
trying to say?
That is your topic, dissertation
Yeah.
topic?
This is my dissertation topic too.
Okay.
So ma'am, please answer it.
Yeah, so I mean, social media has changed the entire game of fashion. Entire game of fashion. I mean, the way it has benefited fashion is, I can't even, you know, say in words. It's how much it has benefited. Because, you know, previously, we did not have the exposure to Global Fashion Week sitting here. Today, I do not need to attend a fashion week if I don't want to. Each and every collection of anywhere in the world, a fashion week anywhere in the world, you'll be able to sit in your laptop and see them. You can see them live. Every show, it's New York, Paris, Milan, wherever the fashion week is happening, every collection you're seeing live show. So, and it is documented if you want to go and see later. So that is one thing, exposure it has given. And the exposure to different cultures that we get on social media, like Korean culture. Why do we have that exposure? It's because of social media, digital media. African culture, the kind of exposure that, social media has given fashion journalists to the world of fashion, it's immeasurable. It's amazing.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Also,
So,
ma'am, I'm adding these lines in my dissertation, I think.
Thank you.
it's a public, it's a public thing, and it is being documented. It will go to the YouTube. You will get enough scope to again understand the things with more clarity. Okay. So, any question? The backbenchers, don't be backbenchers like me. Otto.
Hello. Ma'am, as the topic of this seminar is reels and reality, I want to know that reels are taking much time today in a social media. So is it influencing people, or is it destroying people's mind or thinking about videos people are watching, like?
See, it does have its pros and cons. I think it is taking up a lot of our time unnecessarily. We are getting addicted to reels.
Yes.
The addiction that it has caused is very real. Like, I don't want to sound like an old auntie and say, you shouldn't watch reels, it's a waste of time. I don't want to sound like that. Of course, that's reels. I'm sure people are getting a lot of information from reels also, which is useful. But yeah, it is occupying a lot of mind space and a lot of time. The amount of time that we waste on reels, I think that's kind of avoidable. Also, it's destroying reading habits. I have seen it with myself. If I have a book, I like to read every day, everything, but then suddenly I'm seeing that the book is there, I'm scrolling my phone, watching reels one after the other. So it is destroying a lot of good habits and occupying a lot of mind space and taking a lot of our time, which I think, it's easier said than done that, it's up to you how you limit your screen time. It's up to, but it's for youngsters especially. I think it is difficult, it is very, very difficult. But if it can be done, it is very good if you have dedicated time for screen time and reading time and time for this and that. If somebody can be that organized, have to have distinctive time for everything, it is very good. But that's not how, life works, or that's not how we work. So yeah, it is damaging in terms of time consumption and all, a fair bit.
Thank you.
Yes. Any further questions to me? What's your name? আগে প্রথমে microphone tell your name.
Hello sir, my name is Ishita Das and I'm from Ravindra Bharati University. Good evening ma'am, I want to ask one question. So basically these days the students, even the millennials as well as the Gen Zs are so concerned being cool in front of others. They always go to concerts sometimes just to seem cool only. So they are not being understanding in some cases, like in financial situations, and they're getting a FOMO, as she mentioned. So are you thinking that Gen Zs or the millennials, as well as in that cases the people did not have so much exposure, but we do have, and we are getting that FOMO? Even if it's not a FOMO, we are thinking that their life is so cool and we are getting very upset about that. So how do you think, how do we cope up with that?
See, I think Gen Z is very smart. Your generation is much, much smarter than my generation. For us, than us millennials, I would say. I think you guys are very sorted. And yes, you want to be cool, you're working hard to be cool. But you work in a different way than we worked. You do not like, taking instructions. You do not like following rules. All that is true. And like you said about, you're not maybe paying that much attention to financial situations and all that.
We should also understand their
Yeah,
part
you
as well.
should, but I think that has been a parent and child problem from eternity, different generations, that's always there, you know. And people wanted that for themselves. So, but otherwise, I don't see, you know, any problem in trying to be cool. But as I mentioned earlier in the question about affordability and aspiration, that is a major issue, I think. You know, if you, it is very good to aspire. Without aspirations, how will you dream? How will you, I mean, what will be your goal in life if you want to be always in the same station in life where you were born? Of course, that's not, I mean, that's a purpose. You want to better yourself, you'll achieve that. But at the same time, your aspirations should be grounded in reality. You have to see, I mean, your parents, I mean, the affordability and the lifestyle. You cannot, you know, I mean, it has to be grounded in reality. You should be in touch with reality.
Thank you, ma'am.
They do things differently. They do things differently. You have to accept that.
I remember
That they
that
will do things
Shiv
differently.
Khera statement.
That is, yeah.
Do things differently.
Yeah, but they do things differently than us millennials. And that's a problem happens is the gap.
Chitralekha is
And
thinking,
to, you know,
what
okay,
my
I mean,
kids will be doing.
I mean, even I have two sons who are Gen Z. They're 18 and 16 and get sometimes very worried in the way they are doing things. You might think, what will they do with their lives? And now, I mean, as parents, obviously we are very, very stressed because always the thing comes in our mind, we didn't do it this like this. We were so much more serious and all that. But I think end of the day, they are serious and sorted. It's just that they're very different from us. So that's why you have to understand. Yes.
No. So, ma'am, there is a term that YOLO journalism. So there may be the news may be not happened somehow, but the journalists try to say that that happened, and they talk overly. So what do you think that it?
That's fake news. That's quite prevalent. You're right. I mean, I mean, we see that happening, particularly in the world of social media, digital media. I mean, fake news is everywhere. So it is very difficult to discern the fake news, and we do get influenced by it sometimes. I mean, this fake news is always, and especially in the world of AI coming in, even fake pictures, fake videos, fake news is everywhere. It is very, very damaging for the media industry, but that is, yeah, one of the problems that we have to deal with.
So, ma'am, is it hurt the ethics of journalists? Ethics?
It is not hurting the ethics of journalists, I would say. I mean, obviously the section of journalists who are doing that, it is definitely very unethical. But from the reader point of view, I would advise that is why it is necessary to consume your news from a credible source. You have to look for the credibility of the platform from where you are consuming the news. Like when I see some content coming, I will always first check, okay, which TV channel is saying this, which news organization is saying this. So that you'll have to be mindful about, you know, where you're consuming the news from.
So, ma'am, there are so many national television channels who does this. So, does the ethics? There are ethics for them, but they also do that.
So then their ethics are compromised. If somebody is, you know, percolating fake news, I mean, it is definitely unethical.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Fake news fact checking is the new trend. It is being trained. Everybody is aware. Please do deep research on this subject because already 70 minutes we are talking and we don't want to learn everything within 70 minutes. So only this is all the triggers. Now you go to your home, you go to, for deep research, you will learn many things. Only the quest for knowledge is to be there. Okay? So we are very fortunate. And you know already Ankita told you she had to leave early because of some compelling reason. So formally, not very flowery things, vote of thanks and other things. Chitralekha is there. We will do a second round of felicitation. And let's do that thing. Ankita is no. This is a specially curated dokra from Purulia. And it symbolizes with a woman. There's a Smita Roy Chowdhury, editor T2 and T2 Online, The Telegraph. Role of honor. I think we give role of honor to a very limited persons. For her exceptional contribution to lifestyle journalism and her visionary leadership in shaping contemporary fashion, entertainment and youth culture media in India. Her influence continues to inspire and define the evolving landscape of lifestyle media. And unfortunately, fortunately, it's my signature is going.
Thank you so much. This is really touching.
আমরা এখানে লাইফস্টাইলের সঙ্গে কিন্তু এগুলো মাটিটা আছে হ্যাঁ আর্টিসানস বেঙ্গলের পুরুলিয়া শান্তিনিকেতনের যে আর্টিসানরা এগুলো বানিয়েছে সো উই হ্যাভ ট্রাইড টু ইনকালকেট এ সার্কুলার ইকোনমি অলসো উইথ দ্যাট টুডেজ সেশন is over. We are drawing the curtain, it's closed. But the conversation will continue in personal level, also in connective level. And this 69 years old organization, Public Relations Society of India, now this is corporate communication, but our society name is Public Relations Society of India. I don't know how a mathematics student could get a chance in the peer field or corpcom field. But somehow I managed to survive in this water for the last, I think 1986, I started with the media, and for the last 20 years I am with PRSI. With that, good night to everybody. Thank you, Smita, for your presence.